Hello, friends. Welcome to this channel, Center of Excellence Pharma 4. In today's episode, I want to discuss about from blueprint to breakthrough. This is how AI and automation can transform pharma supply chain management. That's what is the objective of this particular episode. So, before starting the discussions, let me give you a brief idea about our focus, our passion. This channel is named Center of Excellence Pharma 4. We are interested to discuss about various emerging technologies like cloud, artificial intelligence, machine learning, IoT, robotics, blockchain, chatbot, and how these various technologies are going to help to solve the pharma industry's problems and help them to face the challenges. With this objective, we have discussions on our website, respa.com. We have also launched a course on Udemy platform, Smart Manufacturing in Pharma, which has got about 20 modules. We have launched a YouTube channel about 5 years back. It has got more than 350 videos discussing from business strategies, various technologies, challenges into digital supply chain management, and going up to the validations and audits. This podcast channel, this is the 89th podcast, and we also have a book series, Center of Excellence Pharma 4, onto Amazon, where the books are available in Kindle and paperback. Today there are about 8 books discussing about various aspects about the technologies and how it is going to be helpful to the Pharma 4. I do request all of you to subscribe these channels onto various social media. Give us a feedback, share your comments. If you have any suggestions, you are most welcome. Do share this with your network also. So let's start with the agenda. I'm going to discuss about a brief introduction, then current challenges into pharma supply chain, then about artificial intelligence and automations in action, then transformation areas and outcome, and then how it's going to move from idea to implementation, as our focus is from blueprint to breakthrough. So this is matching with that. And how mid-sized pharma companies has got an opportunity of adoption to this particular technology. And finally, conclusion. So in my introduction, there are current challenges into pharma supply chain are there. The complexities managing supply chain in processes are increasing, and this has been reflected more during the COVID time, the pandemic situation. Businesses are becoming more complex because we are every industry is going to become a global industry, global player. They are importing the materials from the various countries. They are manufacturing at a various location and then again exporting into the various countries. So there are more and more challenges. Business complexities are increasing, and this is where there is a high cost, and there are more and more possibilities of inefficiencies because the number of processes are increasing around that. At the same time, since we are covering a global market, both from the procurement to the deliveries, there are more and more regulatory compliance issues are there because many countries have their own requirements also, and business processes are also different at many places. And this is where there is a more risk of disruptions and shortages. shortages of materials, shortages of deliveries. So we have to really keep all those things in uh, focus areas. And this is a huge potential market to adopt to the artificial intelligence and automation. We have to think about streamlining supply chain operation. We have to think about how we can reduce the entire supply chain cost. There's a manufacturing cost, there's a logistic cost, there's a distribution cost, there's a procurement cost, and how we can reducing the cost improve the efficiency, efficiencies of operation, efficiency of machines, productivity of the skills and all that. And at the same time, we have to also keep it in mind about the supporting to the regulatory compliances, because the regulatory documentation is also increasing based on to the various countries, various locations and all. And that should really reduce the risk and ensure the continuity of the operation. So these are the factors what I thought will share with you to give you the brief idea about the complexities which are really increasing into pharma digital supply chain management. This requires a precision decision making, whether it is a decision of your demand forecasting, decision about your sales and operation planning, your purchase planning, procurement, your quality records, your manufacturing processes, and this needs a regulatory requirement and all has got a resilient against the disruptions and all. So we have to really keep track about all these things. And our old traditional models, if you really look at it, are heavily based on to the manual processes. We were working onto the analog systems. It was more onto the silos based and all that. It was the static data at that particular process operation. It could be inventory, it could be quality, it could be manufacturing, it could be distribution, it could be logistics. Now, what really we are looking at it is a complete end-to-end digital supply chain management. And this is where we were really struggling to achieve the efficiency and excellence which is really required. So there were fragmented data silos were there, and that has got limitations about the visibility of operation, visibility of planning, visibility of manufacturing, visibility of machines, everything. No, or supporting to the customers or the patient's requirement and all that. So we had even a inaccurate demand forecasting because we were not really being able to capture the real time data, what is really happening into the market. And that was really getting reflected into the shortages of products or excess of products. If you have a shortages of product, you have not been able to support to the market and you will lose the market share. If you keep the excess inventory, you are blocking up the money and you are paying for that interest, and that is where you are losing your profitability. So we have to really do that entire managing. This is possible with a end-to-end digital supply chain management where seamless data sharing is there. This has also had a big problem because of the high risk of the human error. The data was captured and was getting entered into the system. Now, what really we are looking at it, we are going to capture the real time data directly from the machine, so all process parameters and all that. This was having a challenge basically to support to the compliance issues and all this other thing. As if the regulatory requirements are evolving and all that. Really. And there was a possibilities of having more disruptions and all like what we have seen in a pandemic, COVID and all that actually. So we are to really look into emerging technologies. As I was giving the introduction of our company and our focus areas about emerging technologies into pharma supply chain management. So our focus, as I was mentioned into the title, is from the blueprint to breakthrough actually. So artificial intelligence and machine learning is going to help you to enhance the efficiencies of your manufacturing operation, logistic operations, and support to the patient and all that. IoT is going to provide you the real-time data and from the machine, from the manufacturing locations and all, and that will give you the automation to streamline the manufacturing processes and all. So there is a competitive advantage across the every layer actually. We have a different layer about data capture, data storage, data transfer, data analysis, data integrity. There are various things are there, and this is where it helps you to improve the accuracy and reduces the error because of the elimination of the human interface and all that, and that helps to faster decision making and help to problem solving, and this cost saving and helps you to increase the productivity, profitability, and performance. Predictive analytics is very helpful. It's artificial intelligence and machine learning algorithms which you can build up based on to your market conditions and all, and helps you to give you a demand forecasting. The accurate forecasting, as I mentioned unto the last slides also, artificial intelligence analyzes historical data, current real-time market trends and all that, considering the various external factors which are going to affect to your demand, like weather, diseases outbreak, and geopolitical changes which are really happening. And then most accurate demand forecasting really helps you to plan your sales and operation planning, integrated business planning, and which leads to the purchase procurement and all that actually. Agility helps you because it gives you the flexibility with the dynamic adjustment into the production schedules and helps to manage your inventory levels. So inventories are at a finished product, inventories are in process, inventories into raw material, packaging materials and all that. And this adjustment reduces the risk of stock out and overstocking and all that, which helps you a lot. Inventory optimizations and route management. Now, this is getting a link to the your demand forecasting. You have to optimize the your inventory levels. That's your mainly the focus over here is the your finished products levels which have been maintained at a warehouse levels, or those products which are going to get shifted into the deliveries to the patients and customers and all that sort of thing. Machine learning will recalibrate all these inventories continuously in a real time basis, which reduces the carrying costs, inventory carrying costs, and that improves your cash flow also. We have to also link to this to smart logistics. Artificial intelligence powered route optimization is going to be savings into your route transportation costs, and that will help you to achieve delivering the right product, right quality, because the products are moving and some of the products needs a cold chain, and that will help you to deliver the online products at a of good quality and all that sort of a thing. And this will reduce any disruptions which are going to happen, possibilities into the transportations and deliveries and logistic and all that. So artificial intelligence can really help on both the sides, on your inventory optimizations and on the route management and all that. Another area where these technologies are going to help, you know, is automated quality control and compliances. As we discussed that IoTs will capture the real-time data directly from the machine, so there is no human intervention or human data sharing or something like that. And then this can really help you to guide you or tell you if there is any possibilities of any disruptions around. So AI driven with an IoT taking the images and sensor technology can help you to monitor each and every product batch at each and every manufacturing stage. This will give you a greater accuracy and a speed, and then this will reduce the any possible disruptions due to quality. So quality parameters are to be maintained as per the regulatory requirements, and this automation can help you to the compliance documentation also. So this requirements as per FDA and GMP and other regulatory submissions, automatically that data gets built up and all that. So your audit trails data is immediately available across the entire supply chain management, including your manufacturing and all that. The real-time visibility of product and batch and its tracking is very important, because this visibility is only possible by adoption of IoT devices where a continuous data, whether it's about a manufacturing or a distribution or a shipment condition, everything is been monitored. And this gives you a good control onto the entire digital supply chain management and all. So the data regarding temperature, humidity, location, along with your cold chain application continuously monitors it and all that. So there won't be any non-compliance issues will be coming up and all, because if that is a possibility, then the system will immediately warn you even before any disruptions and all. Another thing with the blockchain and all, the counterfeit prevention is also been there. That is also assured, because it gives you a complete traceability from the customer end or the on the patient side, going up to the procurement stage and all that. And the full tracking is there, and that really helps company to assure patients a safety about the product and prevent the counterfeit products. There is a risk management and scenarios planning. This is also an area which we'll have to think about it. Is the proactive alerts are being generated by the system. This also depends upon how you develop your algorithm for artificial intelligence and machine learning. You can make a provision of what if scenarios also, and that will help to possible uh, disruption due to the forecast and all that sort of a thing. So you can take those into the consideration in the advanced stage, and that can get connected. As we are discussed earlier, we are going to have a complete seamless data sharing, which will help you to data driven decision making. That is what is the objective. And this is where I gave it the title is blueprint to breakthrough and all that. So in the entire system, you will have that flexibility, agility about all these challenges, whether it is due to the market conditions, demand forecasting, or on the other side, the material availability, procurements, and all that. So everything will be taken into consideration, and any deviation, any disruption, possibilities, and all, or any risk factors which are going to be there are immediately reflected, identified, and then it is that indication is being given, so you can take a necessary conditions around that. So some of the areas which I discussed it out, and I thought I will share with you in a tabular form. So the first thing is, of course, as I mentioned about demand forecasting. So artificial intelligence can predict the real-time market, and epidemiological shifts will be uh, indicated, that will reduce the shortages and optimize the manufacturing. Inventory optimization will have a smart models which will be built up to adjust your in warehouse operation, which will reduce the minimize waste and improve your cash flows. Logistic and cold chain I discussed in the last slide is will have tools like IoT and AI will get integrated to optimize the routes and monitor the cold storage to be maintained in the transit, which reduces the spoilage and gives the faster delivery. Quality and compliance is assured with the automated detection and process documentation, which reduces the errors and faster audit trails are available. And finally, this leads to the supply chain security. So, blockchain and AI verify the product origin and its entire journey. So, that reduces the counterfeiting and trusted deliveries are available. Actually. Now, this all requires the data integrations and platform modernization. As we had discussed earlier, many companies are still working on to the analog systems where the data sharing, data integration is not available. Those old products or platforms are to be modernized. As mentioned earlier, we have to really move to the cloud technology and connect the fragmented data environments so that the interoperable digital platforms are ready for artificial intelligence, and you will be able to share the real-time data with all relevant stakeholders, and then that real-time data builds up uh, efficiency, productivity, performance, and all that, because real-time data can help you to data-driven decision making. Another possible technology is basically human machine collaboration. So, as we were discussing earlier, analog systems were mainly human based actually. Now, when we are looking at it, human machine collaboration, like we are interfacing with an IoT and all, your skills are also have to upgrade their knowledge. Their upskilling is really required. They must also able to understand the capabilities of artificial intelligence around. And then they can help to enhance those AI technologies. And it's a continuous learning process because as we go on building up the data, that data analysis also can lead to more innovations into the processes and all that. And this requires a cross-functional partnerships. When I mentioned a cross-functional, earlier there were silos. There were purchase, there were quality, there were planning, there were manufacturing, there were warehouse, there were logistics and all. Over here, this data is going to get it sharing, and then that cross-functional partnerships will build up a better collaboration between all domain experts and digital technology specialists and all. And that will bring more innovative solutions into the entire supply chain around. Automation, as I mentioned earlier, can also bring a lot of benefits, and that will lead to the decision making and also the new concepts of innovations and all that, which we'll have to think about. Now, this needs to be a scale up. It's not a one time technology project. It's a continuous project where we always talk about the holistic approach. It's like a people, process, and then technology. Or I always mention about the head, heart, and hands. So this is where you have to start with some pilot project. Start either with the demand planning or quality or plan manufacturing or something like that, see the results, and then go on scaling up this thing to interface with the next step of manufacturing or earlier steps and all that. And by doing all this thing, you have to also see you what are the tangible, intangible benefits you received it and all that other thing. You have to also track about the returns, what you were expecting and what you achieved it into the investment, what you have built up into the technology transfer, digital transformations, and all that. And how The algorithms which are built are also suitable to your plan, to your expectations, and to your uh, deliverables actually. Then you have to also, while doing this, the regulatory first mindset also have to be built up. So always keep compliance as also into the mindset. When you are doing any manufacturing or keeping ideas or to deliver the right product, right quality product to the patient, you should also keep that, yes, whatever data which is going to get generated on a real time basis will also support to the regulatory requirements and all. And this, since it will be on a real time basis, it will also go on giving you any possible disruptions which are likely to come and all that. So transparency into the supply chain and ensure the auditable data is going to be the beneficial and all. What we see is this is a big opportunity to mid-sized companies because many a times big companies with their resources and skills and all, they are better managed. While small companies, there are more challenges are there. And small companies are all now working on a high growth areas and all that sort of a thing. So adoption of such a digital tool, either AI or automation, will help them to overcome those legacy hurdles and move on to the digital transformations and all that. A smart infrastructure investment is required both onto the hardware, software, upskilling and all thing. And workforce development is always an important challenge. So with this background, I'm coming to my conclusion is that AI and automation will work as a catalyst for the entire transformation. It's not just an incremental upgrade. It's your entire mindset have to change. It is going to bring the breakthroughs into the transformation. That's why I gave that heading is the blueprint through breakthrough and all that actually. So real time, lot of benefits are going to come. Build up your brand image also, and this will enhance the resilience into the interest, improve the patient safety and good medicines are available to all your customers, to all your patients, and all that. And that is what is the achievement which you will get it by adoption from blueprint to breakthrough. And more details are also discussed onto our various YouTube platform on other episodes also onto podcasts. I request all of you to refer to them. Look at it, our books also. I'm quite sure you will be able to develop a good, strong knowledge base from that. Okay. Thank you. Bye.